Hello guys, Dean here again with OnTheClock.com. I'm going to create a quick video to show you how the administrator uses our time clock system. So first we're going to sign on as the administrator. We're going to click the sign on button, select administrator, key in our username and password, click sign on. On this page we have access to commonly used functions such as time clock settings, setting up employees, managers, departments, editing and viewing time cards, changing data, passwords and such. I'm just going to go along the menu bar up top. So under our help section, we have a lot of information that will help you out on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to go on to dashboard. Here we have our employees, managers, and who's in. This gives you a quick overview of today. We also have our punch map. Here we can see that Samantha punched in at 9 a.m. this morning. I'm going to click on the schedule. And here in schedule, I do not have a schedule set up. This is covered more in depth in another video which you'll find on our YouTube channel. For now, I'm just going to skip over this. Next, I'm going to click on the settings and then the time clock settings. Here we have our pay period set up, time zone, punch rounding, time card audit trail on or off, time card approval on or off. We can also connect to various payroll providers such as QuickBooks and Payroll Connect. We can turn group punching on or off. The group punching feature is covered in another video. Please look at our YouTube channel for that. Multilingual prompts. The employee punch site, we can customize the logo. We can turn the schedule on and off for employees. We can set up global messages. These messages will be displayed to all employees who are using the system. We can set a from and a through date. So for instance, if around Christmas time you wanted to type in Merry Christmas and have everybody see that, you could put that in here. The Remember Me feature, we can turn that on or off. That is a little checkbox when you are signing in that says Remember Me. That turns that feature off for increased security. We can also turn on and off text messaging here. I'm going to go back to settings, click on administrators. This is the list of administrators we have in our system. We can add as many administrators as we would like. There is no charge for additional administrators. Next, I'm going to go to settings and then managers. Here you can see I have one manager in the system. We can add as many managers as we would like as well. Go back to settings, employees. Here is our employee list. Here we see I have Samantha and Donald. I'm going to go ahead and click into Donald. Here I can see some basic information about him: first name, last name, password, mobile phone number, the employee number, his time zone. We also have many other options such as turning on and off manual time entry. This would allow this particular employee to adjust his own, add and adjust his own hours, allow him or her to adjust their password. Daylight savings time, we can specify certain managers. We have many different overtime rules. We have auto deduction, break durations. This would be, for instance, if you wanted to auto deduct a lunch. We can turn on and off job selection. That would allow them to punch in and out of several jobs throughout the day. Group punching, turning on or off. We can specify a time that they cannot punch in before, for instance 8 o'clock a.m. We can turn on and off department transferring. Next we're going to go to the PTO rules. Here we have many PTO rules to choose from. We can allot so many hours per year, accrue so many hours per hour. We can accrue a percentage of hours, or accrue so many hours per pay period, or per every hour worked. We have many options here. Next, the security tab. We can turn on and off recording of punch location, which is the GPS coordinates. We have a separate set of controls for mobile, which will be the browser and app punching. We can disable mobile punching altogether. We can also set rules when the employee is using the mobile devices. We can specify IP addresses that can be punched in and out from. Next, I'm going to go to messaging. Here, we can turn on and off text messaging here. You as the administrator can receive a text message when your employee punches in and out by checking these checkboxes and entering a send to. We can turn on and off punch messages. This allows the employee to send you a message when they punch in and out. We can also turn on and off a specific message to an employee. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to remind them to punch out for lunch. We can type that in here, and we can type in a from and through date. This would be when the message starts displaying, and this would be the date when the message stops displaying. Next, I'm going to go to pay rates. Here we can specify pay rates for all of these types. Next, to the automation tab. Auto punch out. We can set up specific times or after hours that the employee will be punched out. For instance, on Monday, if we keyed in 5 o'clock p.m., the employee would be automatically punched out at 5 o'clock, and an email and text message would be sent to that employee. Or we can say after so many hours. So let's say after 4 hours, the employee punched in at 8 o'clock, at noon they would be automatically punched out. I'm going to click back to the Employees tab. We also have this nice feature that add multiple employees at once. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. Here we can very quickly add one or more employees, and then we can specify additional options later. Next, I'd like to show you how punch locations work and how we can restrict employees to punch at only certain geolocations. To do this, I'm going to click onto Settings and then Locations. Here we see I have one location. I'm going to go ahead and click New, type in a name, and I'm going to go ahead and click Create Mobile GPS Punch Location. Here it brings up a map. We can use the cursor to drag this around. We can also search. That'll zoom us in. We can then narrow in our search as far as we'd like. If you have employee GPS punch location restrictions turned on, they will be allowed to punch only within this circle. We can specify different sizes of circles here. That's large, medium, near. Near is about a city block or less. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Next, I'm going to go to Who's In. Here it shows us the employees that we would have in our system and whether they're in or out. Next, I'm going to click on to PTO. Here's our current PTO. We would select an employee. Here, I do not have the options enabled, but you would be able to see for vacation, holiday, sick, and personal what's available, what's used, what's remaining, and the rule. We can also see a summary of all the PTO hours used. Employees can also request via the web browser with their login. Here, we would have the option to either approve, deny, or delete PTO requests. If approved, they would be added to the time cards and you would see them up here. Next, I'm going to click on the time cards. Here, we have the option to select specific pay periods, customize specific dates. We have a sort by feature. We can specify manager, department, down to the employee or down to the job. We also have an archive feature. We can show punches, which will show individual punches for the day. We can also show payroll. I do not have any pay rates entered, so these are zeros at this point. As far as reporting goes, we can print to PDF, we can do an Excel export, or we can email time cards. We also have the option to export directly to Payroll Connect and QuickBooks, as well as various other payroll providers. Here, we have a couple options for adding hours. We can add a single day. In this instance, we would set the date and the employee. We can then add a punch, specify hours here. We also use that same editor by clicking the Edit button. Here we can now adjust this time. Let's say we wanted to make this 5:10. Click Save. It's that easy to adjust a time card. We can also add multiple days at a time by clicking the Add Multi-Days button. Here we have the option for the particular date range to add multiple hours all at once. And we click Save. There are additional options in here which I haven't covered. Please open up an account and take a look. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call. Thanks and have a great day.